at the Flagstaff supercharger. They got 12 of them here, and this one is pretty full. You can't see over there, but it makes sense. This is like the home of Northern Arizona University, and got a Courtyard by Marriott here, so a pretty good location. Got a Freddy's down there, but yeah, my only stop for the day after I left Rama. So pretty good at long range on the Model 3. Really working good today. So just one more stop and then I'll be at the Grand Canyon. All right, everybody, bye. Well, I made it. I am at the Grand Canyon area. I'm actually in one of those villages about 5 miles south of the South Rim, and gonna stay here tonight and go to the Grand Canyon tomorrow in the morning. But really nice drive through New Mexico and Arizona. Yeah, the drives through New Mexico and Arizona were excellent. Easy peasy. Granted, all highway. A lot of state highway and a lot of Interstate 40. But yeah, the cell coverage was just horrendous. Pretty much through the entirety of the rest of New Mexico, and even getting into the eastern part of Arizona. It was just terrible. And in fact, when I got to the Navajo reservation today, I had a disengagement. I had the famous red hands thrown up at me again about a half mile before I got to the trading post. And by the way, the trading post is basically it's not just the trading post for the Navajo reservation. It's also kind of like a de facto visitor center for El Morro Monument there, which makes sense because there's so much native culture at that monument. But yeah, about a half mile out, they just gave up on me. It went kaput. And it wasn't anything difficult, and there wasn't anything critical. Usually there has to be other cars around for anything to be critical. And there wasn't nothing, just me and the woods. That was about it. But yeah, it gave up on me. So it was a disengagement. So another one. I got a second one. I'll have to, when I get back to the room, I'm just walking around right now. But when I'm walking around the visitors village, you know, I'm about 5 miles south of the South Rim. I'm at one of those visitors hotel villages where people stay at. And so yeah, I'm gonna get something to eat, do a little stuff in the hotel room tonight, and then tomorrow I'll wake up early and go to the South Rim and play it by ear there, just see what I want to do. I mean, see what kind of hikes they have there around the Grand Canyon. But yeah, as far as like the drives, they were great. But again, I'll be the first to acknowledge a lot of straightaway highways. But hey, at the end of the day, I've gotten all the way from Houston, Texas to the Grand Canyon and no critical disengagements. I had 2 red hand disengagements, and that was because I went to 2 remote areas in canyons and monument in New Mexico. So again, I said it before, I don't know if that's a Tesla issue or something with the aliens. We'll have to figure that out later. But yeah, the drives were great. What the heck is this? Got a parking lot over here. Nobody parked. I may not. Should I even be over here? Oh well. What are they gonna do? Oh, this is like a greenway, like a trailhead for just around this. Oh, that's cool. So even here in the visitors village, you can go and do little trails around here. But yeah, so yeah, I'll just look back there. Just a bunch of woods. Again, about 5 miles south of the Grand Canyon South Rim. But yeah, the drives were great. See, I've essentially made it from Houston to the Grand Canyon. So 2 things to note. Number 1, no charging issues whatsoever. So anybody that's still reciting FUD to you about, being able to get somewhere in a Tesla, at least for me, going Houston to Grand Canyon, no issues. Like I said, I'm in a long range, so it actually, came in handy today, because I only had to do 1 stop. I could have done another. There was definitely some chargers between New Mexico and Flagstaff, but I was able to make it all the way to Flagstaff from Rama, New Mexico. And a part of that is because I charged, as you remember last night, I charged all the way up yesterday evening, so that helped out a lot too. So but yeah, it's just been great. So my plan is I'm gonna do the Grand Canyon tomorrow. What else? Well, I didn't realize I got cut out. I was like, I looked at it and was like, wait a second, it's not recording. So I think I ended on, we're going to the Grand Canyon tomorrow, and then on to Joshua Tree and trying to figure out something, maybe one other thing that I'm gonna do. But what I was saying as well is just overall the FSD drives that I've been doing here. Like I've put about 1,400 miles on Tesla FSD, and it's just been outstanding. I've only had 2 interventions, both of them non-critical. And when I say interventions, I mean like the old terminology we used to use is disengagements, where you literally have to drive manually. I've had 2 of those, and both of them were because of terrible cell service. Literally, on both occasions, there were literally no other vehicles around me. Zero, zilch. So, yeah, like I said, kind of takes having another car around you for it to be critical, unless you go into a tree, obviously. But there was no risk of that. But yeah, FSD has just been phenomenal. It's literally just made it so much easier to do. I'm so refreshed when I'm done, that it's I've been able to do these 2 hikes that I've done. So it's been great. I mean, I can't say enough good about Tesla FSD and getting across the country. It's going to disrupt a lot. It is definitely going to disrupt a lot of industries, especially anybody dealing with intra-country transportation. So yeah, so that's kind of the tale of the FSD drives. Like I said, I've covered about 1,400 miles, had 2 disengagements. So like I said, staying right at that kind of average of 600 to 700 miles. But like I said, it's all highway, freeway and state highway. So I will, be the first to acknowledge that, I have had little to no city driving, and even what you might call city driving has been in like remote towns. So, you're just not going to have the complexity, Rama, New Mexico, it's not going to have the complexities of Los Angeles, Seattle, Chicago, or New York. So, and I know that's where we're focused on, is like the city driving in like highly, highly dense locations. So my drives over the last 3 days are definitely not a litmus test on that. But I believe I'm a pretty good litmus test on if you just want to get in your car and go 1,500 to 2,000 miles across the country and push a button and not have to do anything and be relaxed when you get there. We're already there. That line of demarcation has been met. So obviously they still got work to do. It's still supervised. You got to keep, and I'm going to tell you what, one thing I can tell you after 1,400 miles is that supervised part of it, the cameras, they freaking work. Those cameras work. So like anytime I would look around me, look out the side window, it's like, yeah, look back over here and look straight. So it is very, very sensitive right now. So, you know, what I suspect they're going to do is eventually they'll start relaxing some of that as the technology just keeps iterating and iterating and getting better and better. But I'll tell you right now, I'm already at that line of demarcation about, you know, regional travel within the country. I'd much rather do FSD than getting a plane. And here's the other thing, and I don't know if I said it on the other, because since I got cut off, but, you know, I've been able to see parts of the country I've never seen before, right? So I don't want to just fly to LA and just be there. I wanted to see the country. And so Tesla FSD has taken me to places in this beautiful country that I've never been to before. And I was relaxed and I was refreshed when I got there, to the point I was able to go on a strenuous hike in a canyon yesterday and go on a little bit less strenuous, but still got the heart rate up today at another site, in that national site. So yeah, it's already there for me from that perspective. So it'll be really interesting to see. I'm looking forward to 1010, see what Elon and all the crew there with Tesla AI have up their sleeves. I'm going to go to one of the watch parties, and going to be fun. I'm really interested to see what they've got to come out of it. So yeah, well, I think I'm going to end it here, go get something to eat, and maybe tomorrow, you know, when I get out to the Grand Canyon, I'll do a little filming there. All right, everybody, hope y'all have a great evening. Bye.